Daf Yomi, Tractate Bava Batra, page 105, A, top of the page, with the words Batel, Bitel Mida Bechevel, Hein Chaser, Hein Yeser, Divrei Ben Nanas. The words measured precisely with a rope nullify the words more or less, since the principle is that in all cases, one should attend to the final expression, this is the statement of Ben Nanas. Oh, you know what? I was in the middle of a Mishnah. So you know what we should really do is we should start from the beginning of the Mishnah, which is what I said last daf, right? Gotta keep your word. Yep. The Mishnah on the bottom, it starts on the bottom of 104b, and it actually is a fairly small Mishnah, just a line or two. Last line of the 104b, the Mishnah, it says, Mid bechevel moichelach hen chaser hen yeser bitel hen chaser hen yeser mid bechevel hen chaser hen yeser mid bechevel. If the seller says to the buyer, I am selling you a plot of land on a certain size, measured precisely with a rope, more or less, thereby attaching to the sale two contradictory stipulations. In this case, the words more or less nullify the words measured precisely with a rope. Accordingly, if the surplus did not exceed a quarter kav per se'ah, the sale is valid as is. Similarly, if the sale says to the buyer, I am selling you a plot of land of a certain size, more or less measured precisely with a rope. Okay, now we're on 105a. Bitel, the words measured precisely with a rope nullify the words more or less. Bitel mid bechevel hein chaser hein yeser divrei Ben Nanas. More or less, since the principle is that in all cases one should attend to the final expression, this is the statement of Ben Nanas. Okay, now the Gemara starts, and the Talmud says, Amar Rabbi Abba bar Mama Amar Rav. Rabbi Abba bar Mamal says that Rav says Ben Nanas' colleagues disagree with him with regard to his ruling that one should attend to the final expression. The Gemara asks, "My kamash balan tanina maseh b'tziboyri be'echad shesachar merchatz mechaveiroi b'shnai v'esach zehuvim lishono dinar zohav lechoidesh." The Gemara asks, what new halacha is Rav teaching us? Don't we already learn that if they disagree from a Mishnah in Bava Batra 102a? There was once an incident in Sipori involving one who rented a bathhouse from another, and it was stated that the rental fee would be 12 gold dinars. I remember that back then. Yeah, Bava Batra there in. What was that? Maybe in May sometime? See, we finished Bava Batra at the end of June, so it was probably the beginning of June, I would say. Anyway, 12 gold dinars, zehuvim a year, 1 gold dinar per month, and the year was later intercalated, which means he added a month, an extra month being added, right? Uva Maseh lefnei Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel v'nefalei Rabbi Yosi v'omru yachloiku es chodesh ha'ibur. Okay, the incident came before Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel and before Rabbi Yosi for a decision as to whether the intercalated month is included in the words 12 gold dinars a year, or whether an additional payment must be made for that month, as the agreement stipulated 1 gold dinar per month. And they said the landlord and the tenant should divide the intercalated month between them. Yachaloiku. Into the realms of Yachaloiku. Yachaloiku. 160. What's very interesting is that Yachaloku is equal to Kesef. The idea of money is to, it's checks and balances against it. Gematria is a very helpful tool in just understanding Pshat. I don't think a lot of people realize the value of gematria in simply attaining or obtaining, I'm not sure which one, but getting, let's put it that way. I'm not sure what the difference between attaining and obtaining is, but they're similar. But anyway, the point is that Gematria can actually help you understand the Pshat itself, just simple explanation, by seeing what words equal that, and you can compare it. If you say the word Yachaloko means divide, has the same exact numerical value as the word money. You can get a feel for what dividing is, and you can get a feel for what money is. Money often has to do with dividing. Money is all about dividing. An employer divides his profits with his employees. Children who inherit money divide the money from the parent. And many, many other situations. Money is basically about division. So is it any wonder that the word Yachaloku, they should divide it, is equal exactly to the word Kesef? That's phenomenal. That's pshat. That's not sewed. That's not secret. That's not like, you know what I mean? It's not reading a meaning into it. No, this is pure explanation. Okay. I think I've said enough about that. At any rate, Weiter and Shas and Toisvis, Weiter and Shas and how's it go? Weiter and Shas and Poiskin. I don't know, something like that. And they said that the landlord, they should split it. Okay, right? They should split it, Ganse. From here it follows that they disagree with the opinion of Ben Nanas, who says that in such a case one should attend to the final expression. Okay. Email some. How much? Okay, we can do this. Email some. Where are we? Email some. Havimina. Let's see how we do on time. Oh, we have time. Email some. Havimina hasu ni kalamima. Genda kalavi bay. Vi iklamima po shikamafarish. Avalocha devalim koala bay. Ilim aloi kamash malom. The Gemara replies the sage's opinion was derived. Only from there I would not know that they disagree with the opinion of Ben Nanas in all cases, as I would say that it is only there that the sages say that the parties divide the disputed sum between them, as it is possible to say that the landlord retracted his first statement and set the rental fee at 1 gold dinar per month. But it is also possible to say that he is explaining his earlier statement, that is to say, he did not mean to relate to the intercalated month. Rather, he was clarifying that payment was to be made not with a lump sum at the end of the year, but in monthly installments. Since there is uncertainty with regard to his intention, the parties divide the contested sum between them. But here, in the Mishnah, where the seller certainly retracted his first statement, one might say that the sages did not disagree with Ben Nanas. Therefore, the Mishnah teaches us that in all cases the sages disagree with Ben Nanas. Similar to what was cited above in the name of Rav, Yehuda says, Shmuel says, this is the statement of Ben Nanas, who says, with regard to a case of contradictory expressions, that one should attend to the final expression, but the sages say, follow the least inclusive expression, the one that is the least advantageous to the buyer, in keeping with the principle that in the case of uncertainty, the burden of proof rests upon the claimant. Zo, v'lo svir le'yam v'harav Shmuel l'marat Ravayu, kol b'shloishim ani moecher loch, yoch lachser boi afilu b'sorach oino. The Gemara asks, did Shmuel mean to say that this is the statement of Ben Nanas? But he, Shmuel, does not agree with him. But don't Rav and Shmuel both say, if the seller said to the buyer, I am selling you a core of grain, an amount equivalent to 30 se'ah, for the sum of 30 se'ah, he can renege on the entire sale, even while measuring out the last se'ah, since the seller stipulated he was selling a full core of grain. As long as he has not measured out the full amount, he may still renege, as the sale is not yet complete. But if the seller says to the buyer, I'm selling you a quart of grain for the tisera, each seller by seller, the buyer acquires each sa one by one, as is being measured out to him. Since the seller specified the price per sela, he has indicated that he is ready to sell each sela on his own. This seems to indicate that Shmuel maintains that in a case of contradictory expressions, one should attain to the final expression. Rather, Shmuel's formulation, this is the statement of Ben Nanas, must be explained as follows. This is the statement of Ben Nanas, and he, Shmuel, agrees with him, that one should attend to the final expression. Uman sviralei, ve'omer Shmuel bevo emsa chodesh oskinon. אבל לא בתחילת החודש, כולו למזכיר. בסוף החודש, כולו לזכור. The Gemara asks, and does Shmuel actually agree with him? But doesn't Shmuel say, concerning the ruling of the sages, that the landlord and the tenant should divide the intercalated month between them? We are dealing with a case where the landlord came to collect the rent in the middle of the month. Only in that case, the disputed rent is the disputed rent divided between them. But in the case where he came to collect the rent at the beginning of the month, the entire sum goes to the landlord who is demanding payment. Since he is in possession of the property, and if he came at the end of the month, the entire sum goes to the tenant who is refusing payment, since he is in possession of the money. This indicates that Shmuel maintained that in the case of contradictory expressions, one should not attend to the latter expression. Rather, the case is viewed as one of uncertainty, and the burden of proof rests upon the claimant.